Hello there.
Hey.
How are you?
Feeling sunny today. You?
You're feeling sunny today. I love
Mm-hmm.
it. I'm feeling sunny today as well. Mostly because it's very sunny out today. And
Same.
yeah, I washed my hair today. And it's always on days like these that you realize you're wearing a carpet, when it's sunny out and you're like, oh my God, it's so hot. So
But yeah, winters are easier.
winters are easier. It's true. In fact, it's great in the winter because then you have a nice cozy scarf. Yeah. Well, I'm
Okay, yeah.
excited for today because we're going to
Yes.
listen to track number 7.
Holy anger.
Holy anger. Holy anger. Yes.
Okay,
Let's do it.
yeah, I'm gonna prepare to share.
Okay.
Um, okay, do we have?
We are good. Yes.
I carry in my spirit fire, flame, and obstruction, burning down the bridge of holy anger, seduction. Rising from my womb, fire, power, and destruction, burning down the bridge of holy anger, seduction. I carry in my spirit fire, flame, and obstruction, burning down the bridge of holy anger, seduction. Rising from my womb, fire, power, and destruction, burning down the bridge of holy anger, seduction. I carry in my spirit fire, flame, and obstruction, burning down the bridge of holy anger, seduction. Rising from my womb, fire, power, and destruction, burning down the bridge of holy anger, seduction. Carry in my spirit fire, flame, and obstruction, burning down the bridge of holy anger, seduction. Rising from my womb, fire, power, and destruction, burning down the bridge of holy anger, seduction. Carry in my spirit fire, flame, and obstruction, burning down the bridge of holy anger, seduction. Rising from my womb, fire, power, and destruction, burning down the bridge of holy anger, seduction. Carry in my spirit fire, flame, and obstruction, burning down the bridge of holy anger, seduction. Rising from my womb, fire, power, and destruction, burning down the bridge of holy anger, seduction. Holy anger, seduction. Holy anger, seduction. In holy Um, okay, yeah, this one's intense.
This one's intense. It feels like a proper release, though, you know? Yeah. Well,
Yeah, talk,
sorry, go
please.
ahead.
Yeah, just wanted to say, going back to our cycle, yeah, this is the second phase of PMS. Um, tensions are high, and it's just like praying for the winter to come for everyone's sake.
Uh, yeah. I never noticed it, but we spent a whole month together in the initial writing process of this. So we actually spent a whole cycle together, but I never
Mm-hmm.
really thought of that, you know?
Mm,
So
yeah.
that whole process was also part of that kind of that cycle as well.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good point.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, More to be said about that, I think. But this was kind of your baby. I think this is the only song that I'm similarly with Mother. That's like my solo, and this is kind of your solo piece. I remember recording this also in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like these kind of things, this kind of like really dynamic vocal expression is like so inspiring to me. You know, when I hear like the voice, that kind of guttural, kind of distorted, natural distortion, I'm like, yes, oh my God, it gets me going, you know?
Yeah, I'm actually even surprised now by myself because I'm feeling uh oh well, understanding that I'm not 100% comfortable with that part of myself, which I already thought, like, going through that process and through the recording, that I kind of got to know part of me and discovered new things about my voice, and like that's it. But now, okay, now we're actually showing that to the world, and I feel like, oh my God. At the same time, like, there is this big desire, yes, to show it, and because it really felt so liberating.
Hmm.
um but yeah, like, there are little pieces of myself that still need to jump on board so we all
Yeah.
go into the same direction.
Yeah.
um but yeah, it was really, yeah, stepping out of the comfort zone in the funnest way possible, because I
Hmm.
remember, like, being super excited about it and wanting to see, like, where is my limit there, and
Yeah. Yeah.
what can come out. And
Yeah.
we even recorded it, and then in post production, like, things got messed up between computers and like sending
Yeah.
files. So at the end, we decided to re-record it,
Hmm.
um, and then we did that in the control room,
Yeah.
which at the end turned out to be even better because I already felt a bit more comfortable in that skin and that role.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, discovered some voices I did not know I can make.
Yeah. I noticed there right towards the end, and maybe if people can like listen back to it. There's like that second voice that comes in that I had kind of forgotten about, which is just like a exactly. And that's like layered underneath the more audible part, and it yeah just gives it so much depth, and yeah, makes it a little more, it gets under your skin a little bit more, you know. Also the insects. That was a nice touch as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you didn't notice it the first time, go back and have a listen to it because you can hear it right towards the end. That's true. I actually had forgotten. I must have just been suppressing all of the traumatic things that happen in post production. But in my mind, we did it in the control room because of the size of the studio and because of like the natural reverb. But obviously, I had just made that up for myself.
No. We actually did it because we were alone in the studio that day,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
it,
true.
we could
Right.
not make things
That's
connect the
true.
right way. No,
Yeah.
actually not. The main thing, the computer was not reactive, so and we decided to record it on your computer, so we avoid again
Right.
this
The
like
transfer.
yes,
True. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. And we changed the mic as well. We went for the SM7B instead. Did we weren't using that one before, I think.
not really sure about that now.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was something there already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
not
already
really
set up.
sure.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
the SM7B. Yeah. Yeah. Fun piece. Fun piece.
holy anger.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear what do you understand under term holy anger?
Me? Or okay. Um, I guess I'm thinking of something that kind of touches a little bit on like what we were talking about last week with the archetypes and the allowance of embodying different archetypes in different situations. So I suppose coming at it from that perspective, I'm thinking of holy anger being, like the Morrigan in Irish Celtic mythology, or the goddesses of war,
Mm-hmm.
who it's we see war as a negative thing, and this is a very live conversation at the moment with everything that's going on in the world, and obviously, skim the surface war is a very negative thing. But talking about like embracing it or embodying a specific archetype that war or some destruction can be used within ourselves in like a positive way, and that actually that's not it's not a negative thing. Like it's something that should be, it's sacred actually, so I guess that's what I think of when I think of holy anger. Does that
Yeah,
make sense? Did I make a
yeah,
full thought there? I think I did.
yeah, yeah. I get it. I mean, I do perceive it in. Okay, I can't say exactly same, just because for sure there would be some details different, but in very similar way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, when this rage and anger and let's say need like war energy surfaces in order to protect, to set the boundary, to um, it comes from defense, not from offense,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
where it's like okay, it's enough now, this
Yeah.
stops. um, and I would say, yeah, I think I definitely felt that few times in my life where it was exactly that, like not just getting angry at someone and then going after them, but just like this, I had enough of this. I'm not gonna take any part of this, and just feeling this purifying fire inside of yourself
Mm.
that can also reflect in the outside, like meaning you say things and you burn bridges, and that
Mm-hmm.
maybe is necessary, and sometimes you want to get away from certain situations for good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say the purification of the inner fire
Mm.
that cleanses spirit in a way.
Mm. Nice. That's a nice way to view it. I also like that you said it's about like offense. Did you say offense and not defense?
Yeah, opposite. Like I see it
Yeah.
more as defense and not
Sorry.
offense.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. That's nice. Um, and kind of timely as well. We're coming up to Bolton, and we're talking about the whole the ritual, the fire ritual as well, and how it's a
mm-hmm.
cleansing, um, a symbol of cleansing and not just of rage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. It's kind of interesting I mean, I'm thinking about the cycle, right? And how the album is a song cycle. So you can kind of dip into it at any point. Obviously, we wrote it as a continuous kind of piece of music in a sense. So you can listen to it from start to finish, 1 to 8, but you could also start listening
Mm-hmm.
from autumn or from winter, you know. Um, and it's, yeah, I guess it's just, it's interesting that we have fire at such a, the kind of about to be the pivotal moment in the cycle, which is the beginning of the end, and then the
Mm-hmm.
beginning
Mm-hmm.
of the beginning again, if we like, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, the same as in nature. Like everything dies
Mm-hmm.
for it to can then start to grow again. Um, and yeah, more than a cycle, I would say even like a spiral,
Yeah.
because every next cycle is in a way upgrade, or
Mm-hmm.
we try it to be.
Yeah.
Um, Sometimes, yeah, we do repeat few cycles, needing
Yes.
to learn the lesson a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully, yeah, with each cycle and each moment, something was learned, something was rearranged, something was burned, and then
Mm.
we have this fertilization for the new cycle and new growth.
Yeah. Nice. I like that at the moment we're in, like, in terms of the time of the year, we're in kind of the opposite phase, right? We're in like the regrowth phase. So I guess I'm kind of curious if there's anything that you would like to share or that people in the chat would like to share, that like maybe a process that you've gone through in the past, maybe just in the last kind of season that has been like, you know, the fire, setting the fire to something, and now you're kind of reaping the benefits, or now you're the sowed seeds are starting to grow, you know?
Um, I mean, yeah, definitely, I can think of a few instances.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not really sure if it's for public conversation.
Yeah.
As usually those moments, if it already comes to that moment, it means like stakes were really high and emotions were super high
Mm-hmm.
for it to culminate to that moment.
Yeah.
Um, but I would say definitely change came after that, and situation changed for better, and
Mm.
I felt like a new version of myself, where it was so much more clear: who am I? What do I want? What do I need? And where is my boundary?
Mm. Yeah.
So I think also that maybe is the distinction between holy anger and regular anger, because maybe I'm just speculating here, trying to like categorize things that maybe can't really be categorized, but um, maybe after episode of let's say just uncontrolled anger, like emotionally unregulated anger, you can feel guilt, you can feel shame, you can feel like you disrupted something that was important to you.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think after holy anger, you're at peace.
Mm. Mm. Nice.
It felt like a right thing to be done.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I guess it's those things are, I mean, I guess it depends on how well you know yourself. Like those things, we can maybe plan those things and look forward to reaping the benefits of having destroyed something that we know needs to be destroyed. But yeah, we don't always know, right? We're just like, I don't think I'm liking this, so maybe I need to
Yeah, of
get
course. It's
away
a
and then hope for the best.
yeah.
Hope it was the right decision.
Yeah. And also,
Yeah.
yeah, I think the way that we destroy things doesn't need to be same. Like, yeah, sometimes is this like, okay, everything is in flames. Sometimes it is just like, okay, we're just gonna, reassemble. What
Mm-hmm.
would be the word? Like
Yeah.
reconstruct the
Yeah.
things, and it's actually very peaceful
Mm-hmm.
thing. And there are many ways to destroy something.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to actually be aggressive. It doesn't need to be forced. It can be very consensual.
Mm-hmm.
for everyone involved, but just like, oh, okay, this is not working. Maybe
Yeah.
we strip this down and go back to the chalkboard.
Mm-hmm. That's the ideal way of doing it, I think, isn't it? That sounds like a very kind of just collaborative, um, understanding kind of approach,
Yeah,
which, yeah.
yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. I wonder if anybody in the chat has anything to share or has shared with us. If you have, thank you. And if you haven't, tell us. No, I'm joking. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like we are now here sharing our perspectives, but it is always so enriching to hear other people's perspectives
Yeah.
and to see like how is this understood, how is that understood, and just broaden the way we see world.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, even if you're not part of the chat and you're listening this after, yeah, just feel free to write in comments.
Mm-hmm.
We have few lovely comments on the previous episodes, and people shared some interesting points. So I'm looking forward to more of those.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a safe space. At our page is a safe space. The whole internet, I don't know. um, cool. Is there, I mean, I'm mindful of the fact that next week is our last song
Yeah.
that we're going to be sharing. So, um, maybe this is a good point that a good time to reflect a little bit on where we are at this point,
Okay. Yes.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we've started with prayer where we are um, inviting certain energies and certain archetypes or um, yeah to come and imbue the music with their energy. Um, and maybe I feel like you're better at speaking to like the cyclical element of things in terms of the female cycle and also in terms of the moon cycle. I feel like these were big contributions from you. So maybe as we
Mm-hmm.
go through it, you can kind of like touch on those things.
Um, yeah. In the last episode, we actually had very nice chat discussion, connecting those things. So maybe I can touch up on that
Yeah.
and continue that conversation. Um, yeah, definitely we can see the connection between a woman's cycle and moon cycle, where in theory the new moon or black moon, or like when we don't see it in the sky, would be um, period, would be moment of bleeding, and then ovulation is the full moon,
Mm.
when is the brightest and the most present. And it is not just those 2 points, of course. We have the whole way up and the whole way down, and all these different points where hormones change for us. Visually we can see the moon changing, where energy is growing from 0 to 100, and then energy starts going down, and we can definitely feel that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where there are days where just getting out of bed and eating something, oh, I did so much today, and and then in 2 weeks, like, I can conquer the world, like
Yeah.
nothing can stop me today.
I find that like really amazing. I know it's completely, and this, sorry, I'm kind of slightly digressing a little bit, but
It's fine.
putting on my silver hat now a little bit regarding the patriarchy. Excuse me. Wow. This one is being stubborn. Um, you know, it's probably not very conducive or very productive to have a worker, let's say, a woman who goes through this cycle who, only half of the time is like at 100% energy, and the other half, she's like, can't get out of bed. I feel like from a patriarchal, hyper productive, and obviously, I mean, this is probably this is quite a dated thing, but like I can imagine how this would have been like a sort of negative thing of like, oh, we can't really have women in the workforce because they're so, up and down, this kind of thing.
But at the same time, yeah, it just points out to uh, misunderstanding of what cyclical nature means, because, well, also, like, what is 100%? Who defines what 100%
Sure.
is? Is that average, or that means everyone is on max constantly? Because
Mm-hmm.
that's also not possible for any human being. I would personally say that if you get the rest that you need when you need that 0%, when it's time to give 100, you give 150, you give 200 with ease.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the thing. It's not like it doesn't take away. It is
Yeah.
just like actually battery that needs recharging. For me, it's like, yeah, being angry with your phone because its battery is low and you need to put it and charge it, and
Sure.
it's not, okay, it's not efficient because it's not all the time like battery full.
Yeah. Exactly, right? And that's the kind of society we're living in now, is that we want everything to be at maximum capacity all of the time. Like in winter, we can't not have strawberries. So we have to import them from the other side of the world, because what would we do without strawberries in wintertime? Or, like we just have
Yeah.
to, I feel like it's, again, it comes back to the kind of cycle of nature, the seasons being kind of, like we're trying to evade them somehow because we don't have to be
Mm,
diminished by the seasons. Where really I think that's exactly what keeps us in touch with the
mm,
land. It's what keeps us in touch with ourselves, as a
mm,
collective, as a species.
yeah.
I think the further we get away from that, the more dangerous it is, both in terms of, the very individual cycle that we're talking about, but also in terms of how we function with the seasons, and how we just really try to override these like limitations of the seasons, instead of
Mm,
what would have been traditional to, like, eat local, eat in season, um, all of these things, like lean into the season, lean into whatever part of the cycle you're in, because there's good in that. Like there's a reason it's in a cyclical form. Otherwise, it would be linear. It would have been created that way.
um yeah, what you had a very good point there, um and now it ran away from me. What did I want to say? Because I already, like, I had that, and then I already jumped to another one, and now they're all like, um well, okay, maybe it will come back.
Hey, well.
But I would say, yeah, the thing is, both of them are very important, cyclical nature and linear nature. And oh yeah, and now I remember it. Yeah, living with the nature instead of wanting to control the nature,
Yeah.
and perceiving nature as something that's inhibiting us to develop, where it's exactly opposite. Like,
Yeah.
being with it um, will secure our maximum growth if
Mm-hmm.
we learn how to listen.
Oh
And
my God.
also seeing that so many times in relationships, where, like, okay, are we both looking, do we want to be partners and we
Mm-hmm.
want to complement each other and learn from each other, or it's about who controls who,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and who is right and who is wrong? But for me, combination of cyclical and linear nature is what gives a spiral, and what makes,
Mm-hmm.
like, exactly every cycle be an upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, just being linear, you don't really get the full circle. You don't get the yeah, you get the linear growth, but that's not, I don't see that as enriching growth. I don't see that as wholesome thing. I don't see that,
Mm.
as expansion. It is
Yeah.
just
One way.
linear thing,
Mm.
where the spiral can the cycle can offer the expansion, and then together we can make a spiral, and just
Mm.
grow. So
Nice. Yeah.
yeah, like, let's make room for both of those natures.
Yeah. That's nice. I never really thought of it in that way. And it makes sense. It makes sense that the linear is the thing that puts you on the next level of the spiral, let's say. Um, what do you like when you say linear, do you think of it in terms of a particular like viewpoint or a particular like how are you viewing that? Is it a perspective or
Um, I would say I just perceive it more as like biological way of functioning, where it is this like yeah, my body, my hormones, my way of being does allow me to have this every day. I'm gonna wake up at the same time. I'm
mm,
gonna go do the same
gotcha.
thing.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna, like,
Mm-hmm.
which, yeah, for man is much easier and feels much more natural
Hmm.
to have this like schedule um, to really benefit from having this strict structure,
Yeah.
where for us it is something that suffocates us, which doesn't say again like no structure. We
Mm-hmm.
are all, no one of us is 100%. We're talking here about archetypes, so we all have
Yeah,
mix of all of it.
combinations for sure. Yeah.
um but yeah, where for us, yeah, it really depends where you are. Like some days, oh, 6 in the morning, amazing, and
Mm-hmm.
then after a week or two, oh, it's 10 a.m. Oh my god, it's so early.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I feel like I'm definitely one of those people who's like I have the intention of the 6 a.m., because I have the cycle of the day ahead, I think in the windows of the Ayurvedic kind of, different energies are peaking at different times of the day and that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, in reality, it's not the way it is in my head.
No,
The
yeah, I
practice
don't
of it
even
is so
try.
much harder.
I gave in to the cycle. I don't even try.
Good for you. Good for you. I'm not there yet. I'm still in denial. And that's okay. Well,
um okay, so we conclude the things in the next episode,
yes.
and we say goodbye for now.
Yes. Thank you for being here as ever.
Thank
Uh
you, everyone.
yeah. And we look forward to seeing you next week for the last song, which is called
Witches
Bitches
and
and
Goddesses.
Goddesses. Yay. We didn't even plan that. I love that. Okay. See you next week.
Okay, yes.
Take care.
Bye bye.